Yo, what's good, guys? It's me, Kyrex, and I'm bringing you a Buster Blader deck. Not just any Buster Blader deck, a Buster Blader Dragon Link type of deck. And I'm kind of like experimenting with the King Calamity's Synchro Monster because I saw on another YouTube channel on YouTube that they were using a little strategy to bring it out. And I thought it was really cool, and I could kind of exploit that in this deck a little bit. So I give it a go, and it kind of works out surprisingly well. So, yeah, let's get right into this first replay here. These are all just test hands, by the way. So we got, so we're gonna start off with Chaos Space, probably the best starter that you could ask for. I'm gonna pitch the Broke Tower, and I don't mind banishing it there, just because you can get it back off of Pisty if you need to. I'm gonna get the I didn't want to play Rockets in this deck at first, but then it's just so easy to make level 8 synchros with it, which is what you need, because you need the Buster Dragon to get the Buster Lock, or that's what I call it at least. So then we're chain blocking the Romulus with the White Dragon, and we just get so much card advantage. And I actually love drawing into the Divine Lance, because that way if we can't chain block Romulus, we have the extender in our hand already, so that it doesn't matter if it gets Astronaut. And then the Dragon Ravine, you still get a search off of it anyways, even if you do draw this, so you still get the card advantage. And you have everything you need because you already drew this. So I prefer to draw that. I would play more, but there's not enough room in the 40 card deck. And I want to keep this 40 cards. There's no hand traps in it either, so we're going to activate that to pretty much summon up the Phalanx from the deck. Well, the amount of times you just summon from the deck in this combo is ridiculous. So you basically like enter on like 26, 25 cards, sometimes even 21, before you do the Saryuja draw. So then you're pretty much guaranteed to see what you need to draw from Saryuja, which is why I don't mind playing Saryuja. So then we're just going to go into the Pisty engine here, or the LP engine, and we're going to move it with World Legacy Card Dragon, and then some of DMZ Dragon. I love DMZ Dragon. Ever since I figured out it was a card a few weeks ago, I've been loving it. It's just so free, and especially in this combo, it's a 1 card calc, and it's a 1 card level 6 synchro. It's awesome for extending, and it's not once per turn, which is broken. So let me go and bring all those into Saryuja, and there we go. We see everything. Oh, and Buster Blader and Dragon Link in the Rockets have such good synergy because they're level 7s, and they can be special summoned off of the Protector Whelp and off of the Buster Dragon from the graveyard. So it's just 2 free extra extenders if you do happen to have the Buster Blader in your hand. And it's so nice because you just it's another way to get into your Borreload Savage Dragon or the Buster Dragon if you don't have another route to get into it. Like if you don't have access to Rocket Tracer, then you have that way to go into the level 8 synchro. And it works surprisingly well. And it's super consistent. And then I play Spell Canceller because against back row decks, or sometimes like they can play through with no monster negate sometimes, like certain decks. But if you negate spells, then there's literally nothing they can do. So then we go into the Buster Dragon. We don't use this effect yet. I try to stay away from using this effect if I don't need to, just because it obviously locks you out of darks from the extra deck, and the Buster Blader fusion monster is a light, so then you can't make it when you need to. If you do use Tracer's effect, but it does come up. It does come up, but I always save it for the end, if possible. So then see we're extending further with the Buster Dragon to bring that out, and then I'm going to make another level 8 using Rocket Synchron. And then we go into the boot sector to bring out. Actually, I think I'd leave it out there for this specific combo. And I bring out Spell Cancer because I don't need to use any more spells. Yeah, and then I just go into the Hulk to bring out the. Since this card isn't banned anymore, which is awesome because this deck can abuse it super well in so many different ways, and it's just another tuner extender, and it locks you out of the extra deck, which you don't need to do it on the first turn because Buster Dragon can just do it, and then that provides another chain for the Riser Dragon to synchro itself into the King Calamity synchro monster. So even if you don't have spheres, like heavenly spheres on the field to make that chain happen for Riser Dragon, then you could just use this Buster Dragon to make that happen. So there's just multiple ways, and then they're also locked out of the extra deck. I'm not sure the ruling with Spell Canceller and this when it's equipped. If this gets negated because of Spell Canceller, I would assume it does, but if not, then that's just extra broken. But yeah, so anyways. So yeah, I do make the Borreload Savage Dragon. Like even this is enough to win games. Just by itself. And if I usually some people just that play pure Dragon Link just end on spheres and Savage and a hand trap, and that's usually enough to win. But this is just overboard for no reason. And then yeah, I use the memories of Sword Destruction or whatever it's called to bring out this guy. So now they're completely locked out of monster effects. So that's just a VFD times, or it's a VFD forever basically. I don't have to use materials. And then I'm going into the King Calamities anyway, so that they can't use any cards, any cards at all, even trap cards. So they're completely locked out of spells and whatever, just to buy myself time to go into King Calamities to secure the game. That's the whole point behind this deck. So there's the Riser, Hulk substitutes out for Riser. And that pitches a level 4, so it becomes a level 3, which is important because 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12, which King Calamities is a level 12. And then I use this guy's effect to start the chain, like I said, to equip the Dragon Buster, so that this can chain off of that, because its effect is once per chain. You can resolve the effect to Synchro Summon immediately. So then I do Synchro Summon to the King Calamities, which is just another version of VFD pretty much, except a bit better because it can't be responded to at all, I think. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. So yeah, they can't strike it. Alright, going to replay number 3, I think. We're going to start off with a Safer, and we already drew the White Dragon, so that's unfortunate that we can't use. We're not going to use its effect. But let me just go into the Striker Dragon, get the boot, and we're gonna go into the Red MD to do that. And there's the Dark that I can banish for White Dragon, and then there's my follow-up. I love how the White and Black Dragon are level 4s. so it just synergizes so much better with Rocket Tracer, which is obviously by design, but still it's nice that it is. And then DMZ Dragon, most underrated card ever made. I wish I knew about it sooner, because it would have helped a long time ago. Oh, I'm pressing the right button. And then we get into Fool's Burial, which is one of the better ones that we could draw into. Then we go with the Piston, into DMZ Dragon, and then go into Protector Welt. Send the trap, so that's all live now. And we have the World Legacy Guard Dragon. Well, I pitched the World Legacy Guard Dragon actually for Absol just because I find more value in having Tracer in my hand than. I don't even think I had a Tracer live, maybe, so I needed a Tracer for the level 8 plays. So then I use this because I realized I'm just getting rid of it, so I might as well use the effect to extend for Helka Fibrex. And then go into Spheres, and then Buster Dragon effect, bring that out, and we use those for Hulk. Hulk gonna bring up the Buster Dragon, or Dragon Buster, and I'm gonna use that, banish Buster Blader and a Dragon, bring up the fusion, and that's the standard board like we saw last time. And do that, pop that. So that time I did Hulk first. I think, no, that's chain one. Yeah, I did Hulk first that time. And bring up the riser, and that's gonna do that. That's gonna activate, so I chain that to send a card. Oh, I see. So, yeah, so my mistake again. The first chain is to send that to change its level, and the second effect is the one you want to be able to chain into, which is where Brotar comes in. When King Calamities, and Brotar will search the Tracer for the Porlo Savage. Alright, this is the last replay, I'm pretty sure. Last but not least. So this time we drew crazy. This is crazy good. Just Chaos Base and any dark, especially Absol is crazy. And we drew both the searchers, so then we can do some good things with both of them searching, and then that way we can send more stuff off the Protector Welt if I choose to not send this back off of Saryuja. So we got the Buster Blader, we'll send Absol to the grave, grab White Dragon. Absol is gonna grab the beloved Rocket Tracer. And summon out White Dragon, Striker Dragon, and chain block the White Dragon. And all that chain blocking is making the effect you want the first in the chain, just so that they can only affect the second effect in the chain. So they would only be able to Ash Striker Dragon, which is less troublesome than them ashing White Dragon, just because then you have that follow-up for Black Dragon. And then this, you can draw into Boot Sector later on if you get lucky. So it's not that big of a deal if they do ash this. So just correctly chain blocking something is huge. So I'm gonna be able to go into Romulus and then chain block that with the Black Dragon. And then we already had the Divine Lance, so it didn't even matter if we had to chain block it or not. So that's why this hand was nutty. Let's look at the card advantage that we generate from this too. It's insane. We're gonna go into this Striker, or the Rocket Tracer, I mean. LP effect, Iron Dragon combo, DMZ. I'll usually always go into DMC. So there's some times where I'll go into Brotar, but not very often. Then I do draw into Spellcaster C, so you end up on 25. There's a spell canceller, just like I said. And keep in mind, you do want to end up on 25 when you draw Star Yuja because you put 3 back, so it's ending on 25 basically, with the exception of 1. Which is ridiculous to go through half the deck before you even draw, pretty much. And then we're going to go DMZ Dragon, bring out the Phalanx for Halqifibrax later on. We go into, and I haven't really memorized the combos for this. I just kind of think and then I do it. But like I'm familiar with it obviously. But certain scenarios call for like different lines of play and all that. So yeah, then the Projector Whelp will send the trap, and then special summon Buster Blader. And then this is awesome because I did draw into the Destruction Sword, so there's just another way to go into the level 8 Synchro, and I'll special summon itself from the equip position, which is awesome. It's just an awesome 2-in-1 card. And then we go for Seal, and then we bring that out for the Buster Blader out for Halqifibrax. And then Halqifibrax will bring out the level 1 Rocket Synchron tuner that we need. And then, oh, what do I do here? Oh, that's to equip. Okay, I'm getting fancy with it now. So yeah, DMZ to equip it, to equip the Buster Dragon for the, because I don't have Spell Cancer this time, so it will keep them from special summoning out from the extra deck, which is huge. So now that they're even more crippled, it's just locks on locks on locks. I love those decks so much. And then I do Spell Cancel. Actually, I lied to you. I forgot I had Spell Cancel in my hand. I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, Spell Cancel anyways, which probably negates it. So, but when this gets rid of at some point, I don't know, like in Grind Game or something, but they'll probably just scoop to this hand anyways. Then this will become live and just even make it that much more deadly. And then it's an extender, so doesn't even matter. It's just, look at this hand, or this, just look at this board. It's so unfair. Especially when you know what the hell can go into. Like, it's crazy. So then we're gonna trigger off that. So let's say the normal summon, trigger that off, tribute itself, and then Hulk effect. So I end up even chain blocking this. I could chain block the Hulk too, which is the crazy part. And then I do realize that this is negated, so that I just bounce it, so I can just equip it from hand for next turn or whenever I need to, for an extender or the extra deck lock or whatever I need it for. So then I chain that, send that, and then Brotar will go, and then that'll allow Riser to chain into the Synchro for King Calamities. And now they are just screwed out of.
Well,